Dilmah is a family business, first established by Merrill J. Fernando, the first tea grower to offer his produce, grown, hand-picked, and lovingly handmade at source, to tea drinkers around the world. The young tea maker's desire was to share the pleasure and natural goodness in the finest tea. Single origin tea made by the traditional orthodox method, garden fresh, unblended, and to do so with integrity. He was the first tea, coffee, or cocoa grower to attempt to change the colonial economic system. Ceylon was independent, but her tea industry was not. Branding and value addition happened overseas, whilst the industry, its workers, and the less developed economy of Sri Lanka received only a fraction of the benefits from the painstaking and artisanal manufacture of the finest tea. Merrill J. Fernando saw a future where poor countries around the world would not have to beg for handouts, but use the fair return from exporting their produce, tea, coffee, cocoa, rubber, cotton, etc., to educate their children, care for the less privileged, conserve and enhance their natural environment, and build a dignified, sustainable future. He devoted his life to tea and the pursuit of his mission. Dilmah, the brand he named after his two sons, Dilan and Malik, was the vehicle. The finest Ceylon tea was the proposition, and he, personally, was the messenger. Nearly 4 decades after he first conceived that dream, it became a reality, with the first packs of Dilmah tea being offered to customers in supermarkets in Australia, Russia, New Zealand, Poland, Cyprus, Kuwait, and the UAE. Over 100 other countries followed, and Dilmah was soon blessed with a global presence. Wherever Merrill, soon joined by his two sons, offered their teas, they celebrated its quality, its variety and purity, and presented Dilmah tea as the finest tea on earth, no less. Other tea brands followed a different path, moving to cheaper origins, compromising quality to deliver discounts. The passionate tea maker's plea to honor tradition and quality fell on deaf ears. His advice on harnessing a potentially transformational opportunity for Sri Lanka and for Ceylon tea in newly liberalized Russia was ignored and squandered. The truth in his words became evident to his peers in the tea industry too late, and only in hindsight. The Merrill J. Fernando Charitable Foundation, known as the MJF Foundation, fulfills the pledge its settlor made to make business a matter of human service. It delivers life-changing impact in the lives of the differently abled, the less privileged, empowering youth, children, women in difficult situations, with knowledge and opportunities, caring for the elderly, constructing hospitals in remote and poorly served parts of Sri Lanka, supplementing nutrition, and guiding men and women in marginalized communities in developing their potential through entrepreneurship. These are key elements in the work of the MJF Foundation. In 2007, that potent philosophy was extended to the environment with the incorporation of Dilmah conservation, as it became so very clear that nature is a natural and critical extension of the principle of serving humanity. The ecosystem restoration, sustainable agriculture, climate change research, and environmental education programs of Dilmah conservation are funded by earnings from the sale of Dilmah tea. There is no greater privilege for us than to indulge in growing, tasting, and selecting the finest tea for lovers of tea around the world. And doing so with integrity.